Every day I wake up, I crave the biggest cup of coffee, whether I got sleep or not. And that is because of three reasons. Now, the show Trust Me, I'm a Doctor says that one of those reasons is because of the much known stimulant that's in it called caffeine. But the other two reasons are probably more important, and that is one, that that's a social aspect, and that was from Howard Schultz, the owner of Starbucks, who wanted to bring the community together. He switched from just being a coffee bean provider to being a coffee shop so that people socialize. But I mean, people have been socializing for a long time over coffee at their dinner table or their office job or, of course, at Starbucks. The last and most important reason is because it tastes so good. And the reason why it tastes so good is because of the way it's brewed. Now, there are three main reasons why, or ways that it's brewed, and that's going to be your hot brewed coffee, your cold brewed coffee, and your espresso brewed coffee. Now, I watched a documentary from Films Media Group that was filmed in 2014, and the host Miller of this show, Brewing Coffee, tells us and explains how these brews work and what type of flavor comes from it. Now again, it is the way it's brewed, and you can flavor coffee any way you want with sugars and steamed milk like a latte, or a cappuccino, which is just basically foam and espresso. You can also have an iced coffee, which is actually hot coffee poured over ice, not cold brew. Kind of different. So this is going to tell you which ways makes the bitterness taste in the coffee. Now, most people have a hot brew machine. If this one only makes 4 cups, people usually have 8 to 10 cups, and the cuppage only really changes how long it's going to take to make it. If you want to wait for 10 cups, which I don't, it's going to take a little bit longer. This one takes about maybe 10 minutes, maybe like 7 to 10 minutes to make. It's pretty quick. It's ground coffee with hot water that's dripped down into here. That makes for a mild tasting bitterness in the coffee. If you want the least amount of bitterness and the best tasting coffee with a little chocolatey finish, you're going to want your cold brew. Now, the reason why this isn't as common is because it takes 12 to 24 hours to brew. You actually put cold water in here and it slowly drips on to ground coffee, and it falls into the bottom here. And it steeps for 12 to 24 hours, and it makes the least bitter tasting coffee. Now, some people want their coffee really fast, and that's where they get the espresso. And that's going to be your super, super hot water with the very, very, very fine ground coffee. And it's going to shoot through here and make this tiny little shot of espresso. Now, this gets the most bitter tasting coffee, and that's because of the crema that's formed on top, which is full of soluble fats. That is most known at a coffee shop when you want like a latte or a cappuccino. Now, or you could just drink it straight. For me, I prefer to switch it up a lot. I don't really change my sugar intake as much, but if I want a different tasting coffee, I know that I can switch it to this chocolatey, not very bittery taste in the cold brew. If I want something really fast and really hot, I'm going to get my espresso, but it's going to be more bitter. And then if I want something that's going to be, sit and wait, mild tasting coffee, something that I can just make in my home pretty quickly, and I'm going to get my hot brewed coffee. I urge you to go out and try something different. Not change the type of sugar in it, but change the way that they make your brewed coffee. And it's going to change the way you order your coffee too. I also think that you're not going to have to worry, because no matter which way you brew your coffee, you're still going to get your much needed caffeine as long as you don't get decaf.